The return is upon us. Masvidal. One of the worst tattoos I've ever seen in my life. Look how much skinnier he is than me. My head is the same size as his torso. He is returning supposedly back to MMA. I think it's the UFC. We're going to hope it's the UFC. And we're going to go look at the fights that he can have. So let's get this started. Masvidal versus, that's right, me. Jorge Masvidal. This is a pull out, a catch weight fight where you have to weigh 135 pounds and I can weigh 235. It is on. Sign the contract, big boy. No, definitely not me. However, someone that he has fought twice before. Nate Diaz. Pretty obvious fight there with Nate Diaz. They fought for the BMF title. Masvidal beat him, and then it's boxing, which was recent, which Diaz beat Masvidal. So it's 1-1. It makes it a good fight. People will tune in. I think this is his second most probable fight he could have at the moment. Masvidal is not a ranked fighter. He's not coming back to MMA to fight for the title unless he goes on an insane win streak. But his first fight has to be against someone that's going to generate a lot of money and someone that isn't really ranked. Because the only beef he really has besides Diaz, I felt like I just got hit in the back of the head then. Jesus Christ. I was booting down. Is Leon Edwards. And Leon Edwards is off a loss against Bilal Muhammad. However, Leon Edwards is still contending to the title, whereas Masvidal is doing Masvidal stuff. So yeah, we got Diaz. There's not really much to say. It's just Diaz. I think Masvidal will beat Diaz in an MMA fight. Overall, I think the first fight pretty much proved, well, it proved Diaz's heart, but also Masvidal had insane combinations. But they're older now. Let's get to the main prize. That is correct. McGregor. Conor McGregor. Easily the biggest fight for Masvidal. And even to the point, I'll play a clip here that you can see. I was watching Conor McGregor's funniest interviews and press conferences for some reason. So here we go.
Exciting of the bout would probably be myself versus Jorge from a stylistic standpoint.
As you can see, McGregor's already thought about fighting Masvidal. This was obviously against Cowboy at 246. Quite a while ago now, but it's already been mentioned that he could kind of look for that Masvidal fight. I think there would only been two relevant fights for McGregor to fight Masvidal. One would be for the BMF title, which he no longer has, is Max Holloway. And second now. They're both out of competition. They're both aren't ranked. They're both inactive in MMA. The only names they really can fight is pretty much each other or Nate Diaz. That's it. Unfortunately, it's the washed up fighters that used to be big. Now they're kind of running down their career at the moment. So I think this is the best matchup for Masvidal. I think it's the best matchup for McGregor. Chandler, I don't even know why. This is so much bigger than Chandler too. They should have really, to be brutally honest with you, I did say that they should have had Tony Ferguson, which I still think they should have had. But I think Masvidal also would have been the second place there for me in the list. I don't think Chandler is even top 10. He called out McGregor once. I don't understand. So yeah. The McGregor, that would be good. Now, I could have said someone like Colby Covington, but they thought Covington would just wrestle. But it would be a good press conference. It would probably generate quite a bit of money. I think it would probably be... no. I reckon Ian Gary's Colby's biggest fight, but I think this would probably be his second biggest fight in the sense of attention. There isn't anyone else. I can't think of anyone else that would be good for Masvidal. It's a one fight potential, thing happening. I don't know if he's coming back to UFC or if it's just MMA, but I'm pretty sure I saw the clip and it was the UFC because he was training with Bo Nickel. I know they can train with different organizations, but still, I'm like, is it the UFC? I'm pretty sure I saw it was the UFC. But with also McGregor no longer fighting Chandler and Chandler fighting Oliveira, it does seem the UFC will probably angling up Masvidal for some bizarre reason. Potentially it might have been, well, Chandler doesn't want to fight McGregor anymore due to how long it's waiting, and is he actually coming back? There's a lot of things. So as soon as the UFC heard about that, they probably was just like, okay, go fight Oliveira, and then you can have the title shot afterwards, or you can have McGregor afterwards. Masvidal, we've got a fight for you. That's what I think happened. I think Chandler got bored waiting. He got offered, look, you'll get Oliveira plus the money that you're going to get against McGregor, pay-per-view shares, and then potential fight for the title or McGregor. You know, you get to pick after that, and then you can retire. And I think it's McGregor's just not being 100% the UFC. So Masvidal is someone they can bring in because they know it'll generate views. Both on the latter end of their careers, like I said, they're pretty much washed up now. And this is where McGregor, I guess, was at his end point. He could have revived his career here and then decided not to. So his last win was this against Cowboy, which Cowboy was at the end of his career too. So yeah, let me know down in the comment section below who you think Masvidal should fight against. Do you think Diaz or McGregor? Do you think he's going to come back to the UFC? Really? Do you think McGregor's going to fight? We don't know, but we should just enjoy it while we have it.